What's up guys, welcome to the video. I'm sure many of you are curious as I am to see just how good this double jungle strategy is in Korea, a real server. So for the past couple of years, I've been achieving Challenger on OCE, and it's fair to say that they don't like playing with me.
Tilterella is such a f***ing spastic. Dude, is he running to my raptors now? There's no way that this psychopath is running to my raptors.
But of course, there's a lot of critiques saying this wouldn't work in a real server, so how about we go and find out together if that is true or false. I know this has been a very long time coming, but here we go, our first game in Korea. Immediately, we start the game off by trying to invade the enemy jungle, aiming to secure some vision. Because we get spotted on this initial invade, I go to the other side of the map here. I'm trying to confuse the enemy. The thing is, they didn't get confused at all. They knew exactly where I was pathing, and they spot me in this river, and they actively try to stop me as a team from invading the enemy jungle, which is very surprising considering they're only emeralds. I am a little bit afraid at this point because they're so persistent. The problem for them is that I am way more persistent. Once Riven bounces over this wall, I can take a breather. I see the Rise is pathing in to help us. Plus, we have more than enough health. There's nothing to worry about anymore. That's first blood secured for our team, and we know exactly where the Nunu pathed to, and the whole time, Graves was power farming. But as I path over to the red buff, we bump into the level 1 Riven. Unfortunately, we do have to flash this wall. Even though he's level 1, he can still beat us there, and I'd rather keep my health so that we can go back and take this red. This seems like a perfect time to let you guys know this series, it takes a lot of time you wouldn't even imagine. If you're enjoying it, make sure to leave a comment, like the video. It helps me get more views, which encourages me to make more. Once I make a mistake, I tend to head back to the bot lane and sneak into the bushes, trying to get an easy kill onto the ADC. But these guys, they're not the typical OCE emeralds that I'm used to. They've warded one of these brushes, and I've been spotted. I'm not gonna lie to you, these guys were playing significantly better than I would expect them to, all surviving with low HP, pushing their champions to the maximum, coming through with the counter ganks. Things were not going our way. Everyone on our team had died multiple times. The score is 2-8, and I'm genuinely afraid that maybe my strategy doesn't work in Korea. Finally, for the very first time, something went as I had intended. We pick up that kill onto the Riven, and this quickly transitions into us regaining control of the enemy Nunu's jungle, which means the strategy is in full effect once again. I catch the Nunu starting the red buff, and to keep him away, I flick the red high into the sky, just like you could be, with the sponsor of today's video, Grand RP. Welcome to the world of Grand Roleplay. It offers you an incredible open world experience, allowing you to be whoever, and better yet, to do whatever. This very successful private RP server is now completely free to download and can be played on any smartphone, giving you the power to create your new persona from the comfort of your very own toilet. And all that starts right here here where you can enjoy customizing your characters down to the smallest details. This includes your fashion choices, but just like in real life, these things ain't free, so you're gonna need to find a job to make money. There's of course countless jobs to choose from, including mundane tasks such as packing boxes, or you can spice things up, become a crime boss, join the army, or the police force. The RP world is your oyster. Once you've made enough cash, you can purchase your own property and live in it. You can also invite your friends to live with you, create a family, and enjoy building a virtual life together. There's a special offer for you guys watching this now. After you download the game, simply enter my username Tilterella in all caps when you're creating your account as the promo code, and you'll start your grand RP experience in style with a free car in your garage. I think you guys are gonna love it, so pause the video, click the link in the description, and download Grand RP now on your mobile. I look forward to seeing you in Grand RP. Poor Nunu just wants to get his camp in peace, but we're there to push it around, meaning there's literally no way that he can secure it without trying to kill me first, which is exactly what he does. He tries to kill me. As much as he might try, Sion is just too difficult for him to kill at this point in the game. This means that we have the luxury of just messing around with the Nunu. If he's getting nothing and we're getting nothing, that means you know who's the winner? The Graves, because he's definitely getting something. What an absolute banger that song was, hey? There's also something you could have learned from that clip. It's about persistence. We've mentioned it before, but persistence really pays off. If you gank them once, you immediately come back. The Hex Flash, of course, plays a very vital role in being able to catch people off guard, so I highly recommend you start using it, especially with the Nimbus Cloak rune. We're now leading in kills and trying to secure these objectives, but the enemy team really don't like giving away anything for free, so they're here contesting it once again. I'm on the run, clinging to life. I'm trying to get this Graves to help us, and I see a way for me to survive, but then the Graves jumps straight into it, stealing the health from the floor, and I end up dying to the goddamn Lulu. We probably would have died to her anyway. Either way, the Graves does manage to secure the final void, so we end up with 5 of them overall. During this mid-game, I feel like we did a really good job at pulling our team back into this game. It was definitely looking very rough in the early, but fast forwarding now 5 minutes into the future, the only information that you need to know before this team fight is that Jinx does not have her summoner spells. She's also the primary carry on the enemy team. Given my health and not knowing exactly where the Rise is portaling to, I decide it's better that I just push straight down through the middle. We can sit in this mid lane and guarantee that we're either going to get a tower or get it very low, which is going to be useful in the future. People always disregard how important it is to preemptively lower the health of towers. And what I mean by that is players generally won't go for a tower unless they think they have enough time to completely kill it. And that's just the wrong mindset, because you need to understand that teams cannot defend towers that are around 30% health. So the closer you get it to that mark, the sooner it will be that the enemy team will be forced to leave the tower alone, especially if you have a top laner that's running demolished. They have to instantly run because the tower can be one hit. This team fight had absolutely nothing to do with us. We showed up at the end, gave a little bit of assistance, but the majority of it was done by our team. And bonus, we get the Baron straight after it because the enemy team is all dead. Did anyone notice how we only survived because we lowered the tower's health earlier? I sure did. And that brings us to the end of this game. We won our first game in Korea with double jungle Sion gaining 22 LP. So we're now at Emerald 3, 74 LP, and we're going straight into the next game. This is something that I find absolutely fascinating in the server of Korea. The queue time is only 12 seconds. It's just mind-blowing. Here we are in game number 2. I accidentally didn't record the first couple of minutes of this game, so we're in the replay trying to fill in the blanks. As per usual, we start this game off by invading and dropping our wards, but we get pushed out again. This is the second game in a row the enemy team is working together and forcing us to leave. Obviously, it's not enough to stop me. I just path all the way around them. The enemy Thresh spent a lot of time looking for me in the jungle. Even after leaving, once he realized I didn't go to lane, he came back to check once again. It's kind of impressive. I've said it before, but these Emerald players, they're playing much better than I would expect them to, which means there's definitely a skill gap between the two servers when we compare them. Despite all of this, I know I'm talking them up, it's still a negative for them. They're not playing correctly into double jungle. I don't care how good they are, it doesn't mean they can beat this strategy, and that's what we're here to prove. While Thresh was chasing me around, he was missing experience, missing gold, and we were not. We got level 3, so we're heading back to the bot lane with our red buff to fight the enemy 2v2. I remember just how impressed I was with how this Ashe played that 2v2. There was plenty of room for him to make errors, but I think he played it exactly how he should. He's never had any experience with a Sion level 2 gank in the bot lane, I guarantee you that much, and he played it to a T. This is the first sign of things going wrong. The Graves is pinging me off the Grom, and our Ashe is getting attacked 3v1 in the bot lane. Right here is a crucial test to see if the Graves will continue to play. Sometimes when I take that Grom, they're just going to give up and refuse to help. So we take this fight, and the Graves does show up to help still. Not only did the Graves show up to help, but he committed everything he had to helping us in that plan, and it paid off. He got a double kill, and from there, he kept farming while I invaded the enemy Lee Sin and showed him just how annoying this strategy can be. I had two options here. The enemy wolves are spawning in just a couple of seconds, or I can run over and annoy the Lee Sin at his red buff. We of course chose option B, but we ended up in an awkward position and had to abort the fight. Okay, I'll be the first to admit that fight turned into absolute chaos. Either way, Graves died, we moved on. It wasn't the end of the world. It did tell me how willing the Koreans are to take any fight with me, which is awesome. By this point in the game, we have stolen so many of this Lee Sin's camps that I'm pretty sure he just didn't know what to do anymore. Every time he goes to a camp, I either take it or it's just not there. As a result, he just came down south to the bot lane to protect them, and we ended up doing a 2v3 for close to a minute. Although he did succeed at stopping us from killing them, was it really worth it? Because Graves is just on the other side of the map, killing everything that he wants. This is a clear sign to me of players that have never seen this strategy before and don't know how to respond to it. It's only 19 minutes into this game, but in Korean terms, I'm pretty sure this is what they consider late game, because every second there is just a full-on team fight happening for unknown reasons. I couldn't explain it to you. The pace on this server is just very fast, and you need to keep up or else you're gonna get left behind. The good news for us on this channel is that this is kind of our playstyle, right? We run around, create havoc, and look for every opportunity we can to start a fight. So there really wasn't any time needed to adapt to this server. We kind of just blended right in. In OCE, I stand out like a sore thumb. My playstyle, it doesn't fit there, but it does here. Still so surprising to me how strategical these guys are playing. We got that Baron, head to the bot lane, open it up immediately without dropping any deaths, take the Soul Drake, go to the mid. This is all high level stuff, at least in OC. This is Master Plus gameplay, because even in lower around Diamond 2, they're going to hand over kills after opening in here because they want to fight. Not here though, just clean ending. No problems. You give them gold and they run with it. They don't give it back. So there we go. Game 2. It's a win. We gained 21 LP. We're one game away from Emerald 1 and we're going to quickly attempt to get that right now. Look at these guys invading with me every game, dropping wards for me, giving me the vision I need to successfully enter the enemy jungle. Boom. Right there, the game is already won. We've taken the full red side, plus the Karthus just killed the Lee Sin. We've pretty much got them completely where we want them. Karthus can now AFK farm. I can run over. I've got a level advantage, the red buff. We can just mess with this Lee Sin. I don't know, man. It's just working so good on this server because everyone's mechanically competent. We steal Lee Sin's wolves and he's fighting us on the way out. Talon, surprisingly, comes and helps us. I would expect Lee Sin to normally pull away, but he doesn't. He goes all in, and now we're in a full-on brawl, and the reason he goes all in is because we're getting collapsed by everybody. The trade's a 2-for-1, but we do get a lot of summoner spells. Plus, it's the Lee Sin dying again that really screws them over because I can get this Karthus to move over. I don't know if he's going to do it, but I'm pinging him to go, and he actually listens. I'm not sure if it's amazing to you guys as it is to me. It's just on my server, I guarantee you, they're not listening to that ping and we're going to be losing out on gold. This way, we're capitalizing on everything. Once again, the Lee Sin does kill us, but everyone's collapsed again and killed Lee Sin. So he's died 3 times, which gives us the Scuttle Crab. So he won this war at the end of the day, because that 1-for-1, it's worth. He's just killing a support, we're killing a jungler, we're taking all his camps. The Karthus, who once gets level 6, is going to be a massive threat. He's significantly ahead in gold, experience, everything. Now we're ganking this top lane because he's pushing, and I keep walking back and forth. He wants to farm, but he basically can't. I abuse the living crap out of this Hex Flash. We're getting a positional advantage plus movement speed when we use it. It traps him. It gets a kill onto the Jax. Now we've got multiple winning lanes. Top's winning, mid's winning, jungle's winning. The only lane that should be behind is the Jinx, because even I'm ahead. We've got 4 ahead players, 1 behind. And look at this. The team is coming to 4-man stack the Smolder top, who has no flash, and he needs this farm to scale. Without the farm, he's a useless champion. We continue our assault on this Lee Sin. We take the red, and once again, Mr. Smolder's pushing. We manage to cut him off. He's in a bad spot. A very, very bad spot. The enemy bot lane rotated to top lane after finishing their tower in Emerald. I mean, it didn't help them, but it was still impressive. It was kind of hard to get a grasp on these players. They're mechanically strong, they do know macro, but they're still also quite predictable, and that's what we're taking advantage of here. And then we're pushing our lead through the objectives to get as much gold as possible, as quick as possible. Skipping 5 minutes into the future, we're absolutely zooming through this game. Riot Games shafts us. We have an ultimate that can barely work on any wall. It's absolute rubbish, and next season they're introducing more terrain. Exactly what we don't want. We pick off the Azir and then immediately run to the Baron. This is just clean, calculated gameplay. There's not much the enemy can do, and it gets even better with this Jax, who we've given a lot of gold to. He starts split pushing and applying that pressure one by one, taking down the objectives, allowing us to get the Baron once again in the future. And we use this Baron to force the final team fight and end the game. Overall, my first day in Korea was a lot of fun, but it's also quite scary. They're this good in Emerald. I'm very excited to see how good they can get. And I hope you are too, so feel free to subscribe and watch The Climb North. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Y'all ain't on this level, bitches, Tilterella.